Hey guys, Sleeping Snorlax Style here. Today we'll be going over the cards I pulled in the Shining Legends booster box openings, seeing our cards, comparing them to some examples we have in the background of what I've sent to Beckett before, and we'll be predicting what grade they get. If you guys like this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and leave any comments down below. So without further ado, we'll take a look at the full arts, or full arts / hyper rares that we pulled and compared them in the back. So the first one up is this Entei. So take a close look at it. You can see the top of this. I can get it to focus. There we go. The top border is pretty slim. This bottom border is pretty big. Left to right, it's slightly off on the right hand side compared to the left. But everything else on this card looks great. These are fresh, pack pulled cards, and so on the back you can see no whitenings in the corner or anything. So this is a very clean card. So I'm guessing it will be similar to the Charizard, in which the centering will be very off on it. If you can see this Charizard Korean GX, the centering is slightly skewed. On the right hand side you can see it's a bit larger, and the border on the left hand side is pretty skinny. The top to bottom actually is pretty close. So this got a 8.5 on the centering. Corners was a 10, surface was a 10, edges was a 10. This was also probably pack fresh. So it got a 9. So the way Beckett's scoring goes is if you add up all your subgrades and then average them. So the average of this, I think, would be a 9.5. I could be wrong. But the thing is, you can only get a half a grade higher than your lowest grade. So in this case, the centering was an 8.5, so the best grade I could get would be a 9, because that is how Beckett does their grading. And on the card, the back you see, there is no whitening, so in comparison to the Entei, I'm going to guess that the corners, surface, and edges are all going to be 10s, but the centering is probably going to be an 8, which will lead this to be an 8.5. If we get lucky, maybe the centering is a 8.5 and we will get a 9. But I don't really think so in comparison to this graded card, but you never know. The next one, the full art version of the Entei. So looking at this card, left to right, as you can see, the right hand border is a bit bigger than the left hand side. This top border is pretty good, and this bottom border slightly skinnier, so same thing. Like the Charizard and like this Entei, I'm guessing the centering will probably be 8.5 and this will get a 9, but it'll get a 10 on everything else, I think. Is that whitening on the card? Or is that... no, that was just reflection. Okay, so like the other cards, I'm going to guess this will be a 9. On to the Shining Volcanion. So looking at this card, centering right side's a bit bigger, just a tad. Top border versus bottom border, it's pretty spot on. So I'm guessing everything for this card, looking at it front and back, looks pretty clean. Probably be 10s on everything. Centering might be a 9.5. I don't have a, so I'm guessing it'll be a gem mint like this one right here, but it'll be a 9.5. So this one is 9.5, centering is a 9, everything else is 10. Yeah, maybe a pristine 10, hopefully a pristine 10, but most likely a 9.5. On to the next one. We have a Genesect This one looks spot on. Maybe the right side border is barely bigger, but from top to bottom looks pretty good. Then everything else, the car looks pretty good. And that is a hair. Okay, so this one I predict will also be, actually for this one I am going to predict a pristine 10 with the centering being a 9.5. Everything else looks pretty good. Next up is our Shining Rayquaza. Centering left to right, looks pretty good. Top to bottom, slightly bigger on the top compared to the bottom. Everything else on this card looks pretty clean, so I'm guessing this is also a pristine 10. 3 10s and a 9.5, which will lead it to have the 10. Next up, one of the Lugias we pulled. Right hand side is much bigger than the left hand side, or noticeably bigger than the left hand side. Top to bottom, pretty good. So for this one, I'm going to guess a 9.5. Centering is probably going to be a 9, like the Charizard in the back, and then the rest have 10s most likely. Another Lugia, as you can see, left to right still, same-ish margins, top to bottom, pretty good still. So like this other Lugia, I'm going to guess a 9.5. 9 on the centering and 10s for everything else. Next up, we have the Celebi. Looking at it, top to bottom maybe is a little off. Left to right looks pretty good. So from this one, centering probably 9.5. The rest all 10s, and we'll guess a pristine 10 for this one. And another Shining Celebi. This one looks pretty good. Top to bottom is pretty good. Left to right also looks pretty good. Hopefully this one will get the black label if we're lucky. You know, maybe Beckett will be nice and I'll get a black label on this one. Looking at this one, Shining Mew, left to right, left side's a little bit bigger than the right side. Top to bottom, about the same. Bottom maybe a slight bit larger. I'm guessing this is going to be like the Charizard in the back, 9 with 10s all around, so 9.5. This Mew left hand side is definitely slightly bigger. Bottom also slightly bigger than the top, so this one maybe a 9. If we get lucky, maybe a 9.5. So I'm going to guess 9.5 on this one as well. But definitely a lower grade than, or maybe we'll get lucky and the Mews will get the same grade. Then our last card I will be sending in is this Arceus. Centering left to right looks pretty good. Bottom is a shade bigger than the top. So 9.5, maybe a pristine 10. I'm hoping a pristine 10, but we will have to see. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment on what you think, what cards will get what, and I'll send these off to Beckett, and when they arrive, I'll make a video letting you guys know the score. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is Sleeping Snorlax Style, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.